Hey, Dr. David Krohse here, and I want to chat with you a little bit about the two ways that chiropractic care can help you sleep better. So the first is kind of obvious. That's that if you've been dealing with neck pain, back pain, headaches, problems in your shoulders or hips, and we get those problems fixed, you're going to sleep better. But the second thing is a little bit different. So again, I ask a lot of times in my videos, what controls every function in your body? And the answer is your brain. So your brain is up at the top of your body and it's trying to control every single body part perfectly. Any problem that comes up, your brain is going to try to fix that. But the only way your brain can do that is it needs to get clear messages through these nerves that come out of the spine. It needs to get clear messages through the nerves about what's going on, and then it needs to be able to send clear messages out. Now if you look at the spine closely, you have 132 joints. And one of those joints is stuck, it's not moving right, it ends up acting like a bonk on the forehead with swelling. And that swelling is what can cause pain in the spine, but that swelling can also push on these nerves. And what happens then is it creates, like, you can think of it as creating an area of low cell phone reception wherever those nerves go out to. So the brain can't sense it as clearly and it can't get the message back out. Your brain's trying to have a conversation with your shoulder and it sounds like it's not working, right? And you might think, well, if I had a spot that in my spine that's not letting those nerve messages get through, that's acting like a bonk on the forehead, I would know it because I'd feel a bunch of pain. But there again, I want you to think, like, what happens if you sit on your leg for too long? Falls asleep, right? So that's numbness and weakness, but there's not necessarily a bunch of pain that goes with that. And so you can have a problem spot in the spine without a bunch of pain. And so where this comes into the whole discussion of sleep is your brain is constantly trying to control how excited and relaxed your entire body is. And in order to do that, it needs to get clear messages through the autonomic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is messages that tell your internal organs to fight or flight responses, to speed up, to go faster. They say, she's running from a dog, you know, help her go as fast as possible. Or oh my God, he needs to lift a car off of this person. You know, it's going to send all these messages out and let you be more active. The sympathetic messages mainly, they exit the brain, go down through the spine, and they come out of the spine in the upper back area. So basically between the base of the neck and the upper back, that's where most of the messages that tell your brain, your whole body to speed up and go faster are going to come out. Those messages are also going to tell your body to stop doing things like rest and digest, processed foods. Now, the parasympathetic is messages that tell your body to slow down, relax, digest food, and have sex. And so parasympathetic messages, the main ones come out right above the top bone in the neck. And so those are the main ones that'll tell your heart and your lungs to slow down and relax. They tell your stomach to turn on and process food. They also have like a branch over to your spleen, so they're involved in your immune response. And then the other parasympathetic messages come down through the entire spine and they exit down at this base of the back, pelvic area. Those are the ones that would tell your bowels to squeeze poop through with perfect coordination. And they would also control like sexual function. And so in the sleep discussion, what we'll see most frequently, people that have trouble relaxing, also kids with ADHD, when we do our exam, I push on each bone in the spine and I feel for stiffness. They tell me if it hurts, and we get up to the top of the neck and these people are like, oh, that hurts. They pull away. And so what we'd say is that if there's enough swelling, if this area is in enough of that bonk on the forehead mode that it's pushing on nerves and making that area really sensitive to the touch, it's also probably affecting nerves that are telling the body to slow down and relax. And so that can really interfere with this person's ability to slow down, relax, get good rest. Because one thing I didn't explain earlier, if we really think about how the body works, what I want you to understand, pain just works differently than we would think. Tempting to think that pain is a clue about a problem developing, but I want you to think there's some terrible things that don't have any pain. Step on a Lego, get a paper cut, stub your toe. Oh wait, those are the ones that have a bunch of pain. So those are little problems that have a lot of pain. The things that don't have any pain, even though they're major, are like heart attacks and cancer. So those are major problems, no pain. Again, things that are little with a lot of pain would be stepping on a Lego, getting a paper cut. The deal with pain is that you only feel pain if a special nerve cell called a pain receptor gets smashed or cut or stretched out. The pain sensing fibers, those pain receptors, are mainly only in your skin and inside of your joint. So that's how a paper cut can hurt worse than cancer. You know, stubbing your toe is way worse than a heart attack up until the actual crisis point with your heart. And so if you look at these individual nerves that come out of the spine, only about 10% of the fibers in each of these nerves sense pain. The rest of those nerve fibers in that bigger nerve that you can see there are organ control, muscle control, and then other types of sensation messages that are telling your brain what's going on further out. But a small number of those are pain sensing. So again, if this area is in bonk on the forehead mode and that nerve gets squished, you may or may not feel pain, even as some of these other important messages are getting interfered with, and again, creating those areas of, you can think of it like a cell phone poor reception area. And so when we do chiropractic care, obviously we want to get somebody out of pain as soon as possible, but it's always super fun when people come in, and this happens all the time. People come in and they're like, my shoulder's not hurting, but I'm digesting food better, I'm sleeping better, I just feel less stressed. And that makes sense when you understand that these nerves, they're not just pain sensing. They got all those other 90% of the fibers are messages other than pain. And so when we get inflammation, it's not affecting those nerves, people have all kinds of amazing results. So hope you learned a lot from this. Again, my name's David Krohse, and reach out to us if you'd like to get in and get checked out for a chiropractic workup.